Hello everyone. Before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe, and leave a comment saying where you're from and when you watched. That way, YouTube will continue to show you stories like this. Now, let's get started. Asterisk, the flashlight. In Michael's hand shook, the flickering light shining on Lisa's pale face. The two children stood in front of the original mirror in the basement, breathing heavily. On the glass, Sarah and Kevin's silhouettes were clearly visible. Their faces looked desperate at first glance, but their eyes flickered with something indescribable, both familiar and strange. Michael held the notebook tightly, rereading the last lines. The scribbled handwriting appeared like a fateful warning. Destroy the mirror while the soul is still trapped will cause them to be trapped forever, turning into an endless nightmare. To save them, you must repeat the ritual with the blood of the summoner. Lisa trembled, her eyes filled with tears. She shook her head repeatedly, not wanting to accept the truth. No, we can't. What does the blood of the summoner mean, Michael? If you do that, you will die. Michael was silent, his hand holding the notebook so tightly that it trembled in the mirror. Sarah raised her hand to the glass, her lips moving as if calling their names. Kevin stood back, but his eyes were dark, without light. Seeing her friend like that, Lisa burst into tears, but still cried out in despair. Sarah, if it's really you, give us a sign. At that moment, the candle Michael placed at her feet suddenly flared up. The light shone directly into the mirror, and Sarah's image changed slightly. In just a split second, the mirror reflected Sarah's old face, a gentle smile, clear eyes. Lisa was stunned, her heart aching. But then, that image immediately disappeared, replaced by a distorted face with a creepy smile. Michael stepped back, his heart pounding. He was no longer sure if Sarah really existed or was just an illusion to lure them. Kevin, in the mirror, whispered, the echoes echoing throughout the basement. Open the door, let us out. The voice mixed with a horrible screech, making the air thick and suffocating. Lisa held her head, screaming in panic. She begged Michael to destroy the mirror, to leave everything behind, but Michael hesitated. He felt that deep in his mind there was still a part of the real Sarah, and if he broke the mirror now, he might regret it forever. The knocking sounded, getting louder and louder. The glass began to swell as if something inside wanted to spill out. Michael knew they couldn't stand still any longer. He looked at Lisa, his voice hoarse. If I have to do it, I'll be the one to sacrifice myself. I was the one who called first. Lisa screamed in protest, holding Michael's hand tightly. But the boy's eyes were determined, regret and determination mixed together, making Lisa choke up. Michael opened the book, rereading the ritual. But this time, instead of just calling out the name, he had to use his own blood. Michael took the rusty knife from the old shelf, trembling as he cut his palm. Blood dripped onto the tile floor, spreading into crimson drops. The mirror immediately reacted. The red light flared up. The knocking sound turned into a terrifying scream. Sarah, in the mirror, rushed towards the glass, her hands pounding repeatedly. Kevin stood right next to her, his face twisted. Both of them screamed Michael's name. Lisa was so scared that she collapsed, tears streaming down her face. But Michael remained resolute, his bloody hand pressed against the glass. As soon as the blood touched, the mirror shook violently. The glass seemed to soften, sucking the blood like an endless thirst. From inside, a hand reached out, this time no longer pale and bony, but like a normal human hand. Michael's heart skipped a beat, thinking that it was really Sarah. But just as he was about to grab it, the hand turned into a dry bone with long, sharp nails. It grabbed Michael's wrist, pulling him hard towards the mirror. Michael screamed, his whole body trembling. Lisa rushed forward to hold her friend tightly, but that strength was too terrifying. In an instant, Michael found himself standing in a dark space, surrounded by hundreds of shattered mirrors, each reflecting the faces of Sarah and Kevin, all distorted. Their voices echoed everywhere, repeating his name. Michael knew he had stepped one foot into the other world. The real Lisa cried out, trying to pull Michael back. She shouted loudly, reading the words in the notebook backwards, although it was not sure if it worked. The mirror shook violently. The ear-piercing sound of breaking echoed throughout the basement. Michael was torn between two worlds, blue and red lights swirling. Finally, he broke free, collapsing to the floor, his face pale. But when Lisa looked up, she was horrified to realize that the mirror had not closed. The shadows of Sarah and Kevin were still standing there, their eyes more terrifying than ever. The story is not over yet. Watch the next episode to see what happens when the original mirror fully awakens and the darkness prepares to escape.